Choke, no joke, chiggy choke, no joke. Choke, no joke, chiggy choke, no joke. Choke, no joke, chiggy choke, no joke. I'm back. Yes, let's go. Choke, no joke. What up? What up? You already know. Back in effect. All right. Shout out to Kim. All right. You already know. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back like cook crack. I'm back. All right. Let's go. Let's go. Shout out to everybody that yo. Thank you, YouTube. I love you because you have expanded my brand to levels that I know that is people within your company that is suppressing my numbers because going traveling 24 hours through the airport. I got so much love from so much people that I know y'all fucking with my numbers. Nigga, I felt like a rock star the way the love I was getting. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you know me, I keep it humble. I ain't got no big head or nothing. But the love that I get from the people in the street is definitely overwhelming. And it's all based on me being me and speaking my truth. And that's what I get from everybody. It's like, yo, keep teaching, keep speaking your truth, keep teaching. And I appreciate y'all for giving me that love and giving me that energy. Because let's say if I was thinking about quitting doing this the day before I travel, all the love that I got within my travels, you know what I'm saying? That it would be so encouraging and inspiring me that if I had was thinking about quitting and not doing this, it would have been the wrong time because now I see the impact. Where the fuck is my phone at? Yo, I'm live. I'm gonna hit you back. What's up though? Now, what's up? All right, cool. All right. My bad, y'all. Oh, I forgot to turn on my Instagram. Yeah, but the love that I was getting, the shout out to everybody that I met in the airport or in the streets, Kiki in Connecticut, and what was the other female name? I think it was Misa or Mimi. She was from Queens, but originally from Africa with her husband. Um, my other man that used to be around us at Roc-A-Fella, I seen him in the airport. He's actually on my live. If you saw my live yesterday, you can see him in the background, and he's on my Instagram. So if you're not on my Instagram, and if you're not subscribed to this channel, you know, it's a requirement to watch me. You have to subscribe. You know, nah, but I really would appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. Please help me get 1 million subscribers by Christmas. That's the goal here. We act like it's a GoFundMe. All you gotta do is hit subscribe. It don't cost you nothing but a push of a button. All right. And you pushed enough buttons to get here. One more ain't gonna hurt you. Hold on, let me get this IG popping. Okay. Shout out to Ray and Ghost. Seen them last night. me give y'all a little sample of that Ray and Ghost last night. You know what? I'm not going to do that right now. You know what? I don't mind. Hold on. Let me give y'all.
How many niggas in here is 40 and older, man? You little niggas gotta stay out tonight. It ain't one of those nights, man. It's a grown nigga night, man. So I'm gonna let y'all know before we get started. Yo, Tone, let me tell you something. Yeah. I just want to say one thing. We just came to fucking dance and drink with y'all. This ain't no fucking show. We gonna do a couple of joints and I came to get drunk and listen to some fucking old school fly R&B disco shit. I'm letting y'all niggas know. So we ain't gonna act like we doing all this 45-minute shit. Nah, they ain't going down. I came to get nice. And I just got married. Fuck that. Y'all ain't working me.
Boy, he turned up. He turned up. He turned.
Yo, Tone, I'm ready, man.
What's up, nigga?
Yo, so hold on, y'all. We gotta have a quick meeting. So what we doing? We doing some hard shit, or we gonna fuck with some R&B shit?
We gonna fuck with
what you wanna do?
R&B night, nigga.
You heard it. We heard it.
After a while, after
You said R&B night, nigga. After what you wanna do? Let's go.
Let's see what you got, nigga.
Oh shit. Okay. Hey, Big Mike, what up, nigga? Just say it, nigga. Yeah.
Say, do that shit, do that shit, do it.
Come on,
Do that shit, do that shit, do it.
Ladies out there.
Do that shit, do that shit.
Yo, what up? Yo, time is running out. It's a real though. Let's get that politics. We can trade places, lifted in the staircases, and word up pieces. My face is in the style of track millions. Fans, they understand my plan. Who can get up in the green land? Making a risen connect. Global views, you lose. They think the models improve. Take me front, come on. Hourglass edge, niggas is white. Shut your slocks out for pumping. Boys in the stick, which thumbs up. In that trunk, raise a heavy generator. But so, guess who's the black truck? Don't be flowing by the hour. We got the dollars, for life. Piece of power in my whole unit. Burn up, quick to set it, don't wet it. Real niggas with shots, peace to everything. Like yo, look up, yo. Lines running out, it's for real, bro. I see what they go, yo. We can trade blessed, lifted. Scarface and Chef shine like marble, rhyme remarkable. Real niggas raise up, spend your money all. But this time it's for the uninvited. Glad rhyme to it. Mice is getting fired. More fake shit, we burning like cornbread. And niggas recognize me, I'm playing on the 4-3. But hold up, my way we take somebody throw up. My mom roll up, trip to that bitch, roll up. You never had no wings, sliding in these dead pretends. With accents and broke friends. Yo, you got guns, I got guns too. What up, son? Wanna battle for cash, it's me, son. I probably wax, smack, niggas with facts. Niggas lyrics, they magnet. They can't stand on the pistols like Jesus. Blank questions, gun missiles. Roll like Trump to get your meat love. And for real, it's just slang rap democracy. It's the policy, stop the rip, trust the wild beat. Check the status. See me and Caesar Palace eating salad. Bring me and Mike, 7 keys of Dallas. Fuck up miles like retail. Make sure sit sound. But when we act to my man sound. And from staircase to stage, minimum wage. But soon they get an article to rampage. With all I need is my house, my gas, my act. Bank account fat, it's going down like that. And park the flex with a speaker tag. And black stacking, riding on a salad. Now these down in a second, and niggas getting taxed. Man, police in Manhattan. Now yo, what up, yo, time is running out. It's a real though, let's get that. And we can shake this, listen in the stick. And word up, peace and land. Salute, yeah.
Shout out Ray and Ghost. You already know. Purple tape niggas. Purple tape niggas. That's my guys right there. Purple tape niggas, man. Iron Man. My man, Iron Man. Be high. You don't want no smoke. You see what they do when they come to the A? Be high. You see what it is, be high. What up? What up? What up? We in the building. We in the building. Choke, no joke. Truth be told, all day, every day, even on the holiday. I had a good, nice little run up to New Yiggity. Shout out everybody up in Stamford, Connecticut, Norwalk. You already know. So Instagram, I'm live on YouTube. All right. Or you go to my website, Choke No Joke Productions with an S.com. And I'm live there too. All right. So TA got a new page. Where do I begin with this? I'll start with this. Today, I get a call on FaceTime. No names mentioned. They know who they are, right? And they at the Book of Hove, the Brooklyn Museum display that they got for Jay-Z, right? The Book of Hove, right? So it's real solid Brooklyn dudes up in there. You know, they fans of Jay-Z too, just like I am. Jay-Z, the music, that person. So, you know, you're going to go and check out the display and it's free. So, you know, and they know the history, you know. So they FaceTime me. Say about like, this is probably the maybe like third time that I spoke to people that was inside and they called me. And I seen the exhibit already on FaceTime. Everybody showed, you know, my people's show me the exhibit already. You know what I'm saying? So I got to see everything on FaceTime, not in person. I plan to get, you know, check it out, of course. Why wouldn't I go, you know? The thing that everybody is saying to me is, yo, Choke, this nigga Jay ain't got no pictures of Dame in here. Nowhere. There's no pictures of Dame, nowhere, no mentions, no nothing, right? And you know, they saying that, you know, it's other stuff that they feel like that should have been in there that's not there. I'm gonna try to respectfully say this. I need y'all all to just, you know, sit back and watch for a minute. Let me talk to Jay-Z for a minute. Somebody will send this to him. He'll watch it if he ain't already watching. Jay-Z, I understand that Dame may have done you wrong, right? He may have done things wrong back then. You know, we was a lot more younger, you know, even though we was grown, but we wasn't grown. We was not 20, 25, 24. We was young, but we thought we was grown, you know. A lot of immature things happened back then that when we look back now, uh, it was bullshit. Like me getting jumped, I didn't have to get jumped. I didn't do nothing to you. But that was because of Dame not you and Dame having issues. You know what I'm saying? So me, myself, I become a casualty of y'all war. Right? I didn't press charges on you. At the time, you was on probation for the unstabbing. If I would have pressed charges, you would have violated probation and possibly went to jail, right? But me being a nigga from the street, I didn't do that. You took care of me. You put some bread in my pocket. We went about our ways. I continued to work for the company, so on and so forth. You did a lot of weird shit after that, but I just brushed it off as weird shit. Eventually, Jay, now that we know you, Steve Stout, y'all drew up this plan to get Dame out of the picture so that you can be the man and you couldn't look like you wanted to be a boss and you couldn't be a boss standing next to Dame. So y'all concocted whatever plan that y'all concocted up to get rid of Dame, and then in the process, people like myself became casualties of y'all war. Not only myself, people like Beanie Siegel, uh, Cameron, Dipset, State Property, uh, MOP, uh, anybody that was down with rock music, uh, the staff, uh, and just the enterprise that was being built in itself. And we all contributed to it because even though some of us may not have financially contributed to the business, we creatively and intellectually uh, invested into the company and companies to make it bigger, right? So I'm not gonna fault you, Jay, for being uh, emotional and vindictive because that's just the Sagittarius in you, and I understand Sagittarius very well. Y'all are, or most of y'all, or the ones that I've encountered, uh, it's an eye for eye type of thing, and you would do anything, even if you're lying, to hurt the person that hurt you. That's just Sagittarius that I've learned, right? So, Jay Z, in hindsight, when you look at it, like you, Steve Stout, according to he's saying that Leo ain't have much to do with it. It was really you and Steve Stout. When you go back and you look back in hindsight, Jay Z, let's just start here. Rockaware, right? Imagine Rockaware. It sold for 240 million back then. Imagine if, and that's because of the breakup. And the reason you sold it because you wasn't really running the company. Dane was. You know what I'm saying? We the ones that went around the world and went inspiration shopping and and made Rockaware fly, going around the world. Because all we did was we went to Paris, we went to London, we went to Italy, and we went to the whatever was like the Nostrums or the Dillards or the Birdman and Goodoffs or whatever it is. Uh, all the high-end stores over in Paris and London, and we just went inspiration shopping. All the shit that was fly, we like, yo, this shit fly, this shit fly. Dame will buy all the clothes. We'll come back to America. He'll drop that shit on George in them desk and be like, yo, replicate that shit and just put the Rockaware logo on it. So a lot of Rockaware shit was styles. Oh shit. A lot of Rockaware styles came from designers over in Paris and London. We just went over there and bought clothes, all the fly shit, and brought it back to America and just had them niggas copy that shit and just put the fucking Rockaware logo on it. So Rockaware was really, you know, the late part of it when it was getting real fly. That's because we was just going to get the styles from Paris and London. And then now all of a sudden, y'all all on Paris and London. That song, Niggas in Paris, is a sub to me and Dame. I know that for a fact. You know what I'm saying? It's lyrics in that song. Dame, Jay is subbing me and Dame. We was the niggas in Paris. Y'all forgot when we got jumped in Paris, that whole Paris story? That's another subliminal from Jay-Z. Niggas in Paris. He fucking laughing at us, and he threw shots at me and Dame and that shit. I ain't gonna tell y'all the shots. Go listen to it. But Jay know I know what the hell I'm talking about. Where was I? Oh, so Rockaware. Let's say if Rockaware and there was no split, and Rockaware got another 10 years, right? If it sold for 240 million and Jay-Z's allegedly worth $1 billion right now, Rockaware probably would have sold for $1 billion, right? Armadale. And Jay, I just want you to just look at with the stuff that I'm saying to you in hindsight from y'all niggas being tender dick niggas, because back when I told everybody in 2003, 4, 5, 6, whatever it was, that you and Dane broke up over Aaliyah, niggas told me I ain't know what I was talking about. Oh, yo, Choke, don't talk about her because she dead. Rest in peace to the dead. This is what they all was saying back in 2005 when the breakup happened. And I'm telling everybody, yo, they broke up over some pussy, bro. Chasing chicks behind each other, sleeping with chicks behind each other. And Aaliyah ain't the only one. I ain't gonna throw no other women under the bus, but they ain't the only one that Damon J both was hitting or pursuing or whatever, right? So let me stick to the value of the company that what you did, Jay. This was the bigger picture. So Rockaware, maybe if it went for 240 back then, and you worth all this now, and Beyonce's everything's in picture, and the companies are going, and if Roc-A-Fella kept going like as Cash Money is still rolling, Rockaware probably would have been worth $1 billion, right? Then we had Armadale, where no other fucking hip hop niggas had no liquor. We had Armadale, right? And when I say we, I'm talking about us at Roc-A-Fella, because it was a family despite the divorce and everybody's all over the place. We were a family at that time, right? Armadale, right? Look what Ciroc became. Puff made it $1 billion company. Jay, you could have made your branding would have made Armadale $1 billion company. Then, you know, after the Armadale, the vodka, niggas would have got the shit. You got the Ace of Spade. You came with the Ace of Spade later. Look what that shit sold for. But you know, we would have fucking did the fucking vodka. We did the tequila. It would have grew, right? Armadale probably would have been $1 billion company, right? So that's Rockaware, that's Armadale, that clothing and fashion and then look, Kanye goes and becomes big in fashion. He could have been under Rockaware. Virgil could have been under Rockaware. Those Louis Vuitton collaborations could have been with Rockaware. You see where I'm going, Jay? Everything happened naturally, but think if everything was still together. Rockaware would have had Kanye and Virgil. Armadale would have been Ciroc, Casamigos. That those are two companies that had potential to be sold for billions later, right? Then, how many of y'all remember the Rock Box? The shit that the little iTunes fucking shit that held all of the MP3 songs. That was like the iPod. Now, say then that would have started the whole tech thing at Roc-A-Fella with the Rock Box. All this shit got fucked up because Jay and Steve Stout decided they want to get rid of Dame, who was the nigga that was the creative, bringing the creatives and had the vision to bring the creatives to the table, like me. He seen me. It was like, yo, damn, this nigga shoot all his shit. He edit everything. He package everything. He manufacture everything. He market and promote everything. Yo, this nigga need to be with us. And look at me. I'm still here. Kanye's still here. And this is the nigga that brought it. Jay didn't bring us. Jay didn't bring and didn't sign Kanye. Dame is the one that's bringing the Rock Box. Let me stick to what I'm saying. Something else that probably could have sold for hundreds of millions of dollars. Then we had American Magazine. The magazine could have turned around and sold for some shit. We was already ahead. We was on the internet. We had internet shows with Rock Radio, with me doing that. We was the first hip hop show on XM Radio with Rock Radio. We were the first ones. We wanted our own channel. Dane was asking for his own channel. They was like, nah, you can't have their own channel. Then they turned around, fucking around, and gave Eminem one. After Eminem, now today LL got his own channel. But we were the first ones on XM Radio. Think where that was going. Think about me getting in Africa. I mean, in London, getting the Africans to sell, ready to sell the African Caribbean TV and branded Roc-A-Fella African Caribbean TV. All this got fucked up because Steve Stout convinced Jay to get rid of Dame. Think about where Beans was getting ready to go. Just came home fresh from jail. Look at Dipset. Look where they went. Jim Jones wasn't even fucking popping yet. All this shit could have been. Yo, bro. Jay, do you understand what I'm saying, man? You talking about $1 billion, bro, you probably be worth 50 billion right now. These hating ass niggas made you get rid of a person that was a very valuable asset to you. Yeah, Dame had his ways. But as he got older, he would have matured and he would have bettered himself through conversations instead of y'all having secret meetings on how to get rid of this nigga. If you was having meetings with him, how to change his fucking attitude and his behavior about shit, then y'all would have been better. And I got a whole bunch of other what ifs, could ifs, and could it be, and but all that shit is water under the bridge, right? Yes, Dane was foul fucking behind you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was foul for trying to get at Beyonce. Yeah, I seen it my goddamn self. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was immature. And I understand why, partially why you did what you did. But I'm just speaking on a business level. And I know all business ain't good business and this, that, and the third, right? But here's my problem with you, Jay. Outside of you blocking niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason for you to block me or hinder my career because of my attachment to Damon. I didn't grow up with Damon. I just came and had the opportunity to work, and I wound up fucking jumped to some shit and then blackballed, and then now to the point where people like BET, a company that I worked for, don't want to fuck with me because they don't want to offend you because I talk truth about you. A company that I put in blood, sweat, and tears. A company like that spoke to me and told me they was going to do shows and then ghost me. Connie Orlando, Jamal. And I know why. It's because of you. Everybody want to be in bed with Jay-Z. Why? Because you are fucking married to Beyonce and they want a picture with Beyonce at some point in their life, or they idolize the shit out of Beyonce and they cockeyed Beyonce so much that nobody wants to get you mad. So anybody that they think got a problem with you, and you may not even be co-signing none of this shit that they feelings. But the fact that they feel like people got a problem with you and they know how sensitive you are. Like you got the characteristics of a broad, bro. No disrespect. You got the characteristics of a broad, bro. And it shows. Now, people like Dame in this interview I'm about to show. Now that Dame seen Uns come out and say, oh, they strategically got rid of Dame. Now Dame wants to tell everything. Now he wants to tell he's pissed. You know what I'm saying? Dame even talking like he ready to, he had thoughts of fucking killing one of them niggas. He ain't say it, but he said it. You know what I'm saying? Because they fucked up his livelihood. The same way I feel. Yeah, niggas fuck with my livelihood. You know what I'm saying? Especially like BT. Motherfucker, I put in so much work and y'all fuck with me, but y'all gonna stop fucking with me because of Jay-Z? Like, god damn, Connie. What the fuck? Like a nigga can't tell the truth and still make $1? After all of the fucking traumatic shit I went through with motherfuckers trying to fuck me in the industry, you would really fucking turn your back on me? So, Jay, Dame is out here saying that he can't even get on BET because they telling him, yo, you know, you and Jay, you know, we don't want to get involved. Jay don't own fucking BET. And the rest of y'all motherfuckers out there with companies that don't want to offend this nigga, so you ain't gonna fuck with a me or a Dame because Jay-Z. That shit, yo, that shit is like, y'all gotta get that dick out y'all mouth, man. Pardon my French, but there ain't no other way to goddamn say it. So more recently, wait, let me finish with this Book of Hove shit, right? So I said all this to say, Jay, that bro, you got to get out your fucking feelings, bro. You got to stop acting like a broad, man. You got to man up, Jay-Z. You got to, man. Because now it's looking like it's showing, and you like, I know you be doing some sucker shit. You know what I'm saying? But goddamn, bro, it's really showing. So now at this Book of Hove thing, with all the history that Jay-Z made and Dame contributed to, this nigga ain't got no pictures in the museum and no mentions of Dame in the whole shit, yo. In the whole Book of Hove, they just called me again, FaceTime me. I'm like, yo, y'all see any pictures of Dame? Niggas like, yo, choke. I ain't see no pictures of you in here. I'm like, you ain't gonna see no pictures of me. I like that ain't expected, right? But I'm like, you see pictures of Dame? Now I already know they ain't got pictures of Dame because I already had somebody go through the whole shit and show me everything, right? 3 people I spoke to today in there today. Now that I'm saying something, they gonna go in there and whoop 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 and flip one and start putting a joint or 2 up there. Like, you know how they do after I say some shit, they gonna try to correct it. But as of right now, there's a bunch of people that already seen it. Dame is not in that fucking Book of Hove museum with all those pictures you see on that wall, bro. It's in New York at the Brooklyn Museum for a limited time. I think they said it's going to be there for like a month, maybe 2. It's free to go. If you owe money on the library card, your ass ain't getting in. But all those pictures on the wall, everything that's in there, there's nothing in there with Dame on it. Now, Jay, this is what I'm talking about. You act like a broad. Brother, I can understand the way you feel about Dame, but you cannot have the history of Jay-Z and not have Dame in it. It makes you look like a fucking bitch ass nigga, bro. You ain't got to be in your feelings that much that when you do a public display like that, that you make sure you strategically remove him from the history of your career. Wasn't he your manager at once? He was your partner at once in several businesses. Like, bro, you got Roc-A-Fella, you got all this shit in there, and you know you was not the machine behind Roc-A-Fella. You was the brand. Your brand, your Jay-Z made niggas go buy it, but you wasn't doing the day-to-day operations at Roc-A-Fella. Like, so, bro, like all the pictures y'all took, all the videos, all the like, yo, bro, come on, Jay-Z, man. You can't, like, bro, you looking like Dane was your lover, nigga. Like, yo, come on, brother. Like, you got a whole museum exhibit. And this is the dude when nobody wanted to sign you. sold drugs with you, to get y'all shit popping, believed in you all the way. And you know success make motherfuckers crazy, money make motherfuckers crazy. Not all of us, you know what I'm saying? Because some of us seen some money before niggas knew what real money was, and niggas know how to act. But I'm just saying, they may have done a lot of fuck nigga shit to you. Fuck your bitches, took Aaliyah, whatever, all that, right? But you look like a sucker when you put a whole, it's like you dead. Like they got a whole museum for you, like you dead. And your whole life is in there as from Jay-Z, as Jay-Z the artist. And the main person that helped you to achieve all that shit, you erase it from the whole history of in the museum, brother. Come on, Jay, bro. Come on, man. Nigga, you could have put the nigga in 2 pictures. I could think of one. The one with you and him and Big standing around the table. Y'all got the plaque on the table. That one. That was a moment for y'all. You got the glasses on. Like, damn, bro. The Reasonable Doubt shoot with y'all with the mafia, with the Italian niggas' clothes on, the suits and shit. Like, these are just iconic pictures that's in my head. Damn, Jay. Jay, man, you're not going to live forever, brother. None of us is. Some of the shit, you got to get out your system. Some of the shit, you got to let go, man. We got to tell this movie, baby. We got to do this movie. And I know your man talking about, yo, why would we do a movie, this, that, and other. Mind your business, nigga. We talking about Roc-A-Fella Records. You know what I'm saying? Let's do the movie. Let's do a documentary. I'm willing to contribute everything that I got. But it can't be the sucker shit, man. Like, this is why y'all gotta let me do the documentary so I could tell the story for both sides, and y'all can censor whatever certain shit y'all want to censor. But y'all gotta let me tell the story from both sides, because you ain't gonna tell it, and Dame ain't gonna tell it like it need to be told. And y'all need an unbiased person that could just run it down the middle. And that was there during the times where niggas want to see what the demise was, man. I'm gonna call Shaka. All right, Jay, I'm gonna call Shaka, and we gonna talk. We're gonna talk. We gonna put all this bullshit behind us grown ass goddamn men. And give these people what they want, man. Instead of fucking giving these niggas these free stories on YouTube, let's package this shit up and put it out. Everybody can sign independent of each other and all this bullshit. But man, we need to give this shit to the people already. Because now, when I told the truth about it was over Aaliyah, everybody jumped on my throat. So now, here go Dame 20 years later saying it was over Aaliyah. 20 years later. I was the bad guy when I told y'all the truth back then. I was the bad guy when I told y'all the truth. Now look at all this shit. Even Dame went and apologized and asked kids. He apologized. Remember, he apologized with the Taliban niggas around him. Let me see if I can find that shit. And he apologizes to motherfucking Steve Stout, who deliberately, oh, here you go, right here. Check it out. I'm using this under fair use. Here's the copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, common news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by the copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit educational personal use to the balance in favor of fair use. Right? I'll keep that up here. Now, Dame apologizes to Jay, Steve Stout, Lee Orr, and all of them after, well, not after, knowingly that they sabotaged him. They sabotaged me. I noticed. I'm not kissing niggas' ass that fucking sabotaged me and made it hard for me. I'm not. Fuck you to the grave, nigga. I'm not kissing your ass. I can forgive you. You know what I'm saying? I can move on, but I'm not kissing your ass. See, this we put a real man can apologize. But now he feels stupid about this apology because, nigga, they deliberately fucking blocked you out the game, bro.
Anyway, that's what I do. So with that said, just pattern-wise, what you think I'm gonna do with a network? Y'all don't want it with me. I've been letting y'all breathe. I'm chilling. I'm minding my business. I have no beef with anybody. Pause. I'm looking past it. So Jay-Z, if I've offended you, I apologize. Leo Cohen, if I offended you, I apologize. Steve Stout, if I've offended you, I apologize. Just because you don't have the same morals and principles, it's cool. I'm not angry no more. I did what I had to do. I was a little aggravated about Aaliyah, so y'all just caught the brunt end of it. It was therapy. You know, I called Jim Jones today, and I was like, I miss him. I don't know, y'all know it, but I miss him. As a brother, I love his family. I want him to be happy. And Jay, you know, the friendship we had was cool, man. I just miss it. But whatever he doing, but I'm cool with it, bro. I'm sorry, man. I wasn't myself for a second. Aaliyah had me fucked up. And Biggs, I'm sorry, bro, if I offended you. Whatever you're doing, I'm with it. I love you, man. And I know you're mad at me, but whatever. I'm sorry. I can admit it. You know, when I make some money, I'll send you something. It's because you're my brother. I love your family.
That was so embarrassing, man. I swear to God, bro. The nigga say, yo, man, I make some money. I'm gonna send you some. Like, yo, bro, that shit was pathetic. It was pathetic. That shit, yo, man. I almost cried for Dame that day, man. Yo, that shit was like seeing the Hulk get beat up by a motherfucking a Smurf. Like a Smurf just stomping out the Hulk. Like that shit was pathetic, bro. Like He was defeated. Like, that nigga was defeated, bro. I think we gotta watch that one more time because that shit is kind of funny. I know Jay-Z, silly ass. Jay-Z, silly ass. When he watched that shit, that nigga was in tears. Trust me. When Jay saw this, his ass was in tears. I'm telling you, he probably lost his breath from laughing at that shit. I'm telling you, I know them silly niggas. Dumb niggas had 1,000,001 jokes.
Anyway, that's what I do. So with that said, just pattern-wise, what you think I'm gonna do with a network? Y'all don't want it with me. I've been letting y'all breathe. I'm chilling. I'm minding my business. I have no beef with anybody. Pause. I'm looking past it. So Jay-Z, if I've offended you, I apologize. Leo Cohen, if I offended you, I apologize. Steve Stout, if I've offended you, I apologize. Just because you don't have the same morals and principles, it's cool. I'm not angry no more. I did what I had to do. I was a little aggravated about Aaliyah, so y'all just caught the brunt end of it. It was therapy. You know, I called Jim Jones today, and I was like, I miss him. I don't know, y'all know it, but I miss him. As a brother, I love his family. I want him to be happy. And Jay, you know, the friendship we had was cool, man. I just miss it. But whatever he doing, but I'm cool with it, bro. I'm sorry, man. I wasn't myself for a second. Aaliyah had me fucked up. And Biggs, I'm sorry, bro, if I offended you. Whatever you're doing, I'm with it. I love you, man. And I know you're mad at me, but whatever. I'm sorry. I can admit it. You know, when I make some money, I'll send you something. It's because you're my brother. I love your family.
Nigga Jay-Z, he can bring a nigga to his knees, boy. That nigga Jay-Z, he could bring a nigga to his knees, boy. Lord have mercy. Jesus Christ. Right? So, so I said, sorry, not sorry. That's why I said, I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. God damn it. That nigga brought that nigga Dane to his knees. And that shit hurted me. Like, as a person that was like, even though me and Dane go through our shit, I always champion that nigga. I always want to see him win. Oh, like, I knew he was going to take a deep fall because he was very frivolous with his money. You know what I'm saying? He did, I'm gonna say frivolous with his blessings. He didn't, the blessings that God gave Dane, he didn't realize they was blessings. He thought that they were him. You know what I'm saying? So God had to strip him from all that shit because he didn't appreciate the gift that God gave him, right? But that apology did nothing for Dane. It did nothing for him. Nothing. Nothing at all. But made him look bad and ruin his whole culture vulture moment. Because Leo and was the coach of Vulture, and once you apologized to him and said, "Oh, you know, it was dead." That was the death of the coach of Vulture shit when he apologized. So let me get to Dame today. Now that he's seen Un's interview.
opening up art galleries and blah, blah, blah. But when I have a movie out and I'm trying to put it on BET or I'm trying to get it distributed and I'm hearing that bullshit, I'm like, damn, y'all really was butthurt. Like it was, I didn't know it was like that. You know, you hear about shit, but I didn't know it was that concrete. So when somebody says it in an interview, how can I, and then somebody sends it to me to trigger me, of course I'm gonna be bothered about it. Like I had to call my therapist about that shit.
Right.
Like I'm like, yo, this shit is making me think like different ways about how to approach things. And one of those ways are very dark. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I don't want to think like that because I ain't gonna do nothing. So I'm like, what can I do? I don't want to internalize that shit, but this shit is pissing me off. But you know, I'll deal with it. And it's fucked up.
You feel like Jay and some of the other people from your past still got some bitterness?
3,000%. They all be on some bullshit. I'm saying it because I hear it.
Right.
So the bottom line is it didn't bother me for a while because I was out doing artsy shit.
My bad, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Let me go to
very good with TikTok, but it was probably maybe Instagram or something.
I think it was Facebook.
TikTok.
Yeah, you are.
But all those, but I'm saying they're all because lately I've been on TikTok because I was trying to learn this shit. And I was like, what's the Chinese doing? And I understand what they're doing. They're pushing, the bullshit. Like there's things on my feed. I'm like, I'm fucking to 52. I don't want to see what Didi Osama's doing, but I don't mind now that I know. But I'm like, it makes you knowledgeable about shit that was like damaging or like traumatizing to me when I was young. Like it's like, damn, they really push a lot of violence. Even though they don't show the actual hits, they talk about the narrative of us hurting each other a lot. There's a lot of interviews of people of like glorifying things that they did that wasn't beneficial to our culture. And that's fucked up. So I understand the Korean thing, like, or China, they're pushing the wrong fucking algorithms and we should have our own. But even if we have our own, they're still going to push an algorithm that controls us. And that's fucked up. So what I know is that, when Cam and Mace was beefing, it's good that they're together now. When Mace did a diss record, YouTube gave Cam money to respond. Now, what if that turned into somebody getting killed?
y'all caught that? YouTube, he said Leor gave Cameron, he was going to say Leor, but we all know Leor is at YouTube. He said he was getting ready to say Leor gave Cam a check to respond back to Mace. Y'all caught that? He was getting ready to say Leor, but he said YouTube because he don't want to get sued. You know what I'm saying? But he like, now what if somebody got killed? And this is a game that they play behind the scenes that y'all don't see. Watch, I'm going to bring it back a little bit. Watch his mouth.
The Osama's doing, but I don't mind now that I know, but I'm like, it makes you knowledgeable about shit that was like damaging or like traumatizing to me when I was young. Like it's like, damn, they really push a lot of violence. Even though they don't show the actual hits, they talk about the narrative of us hurting each other a lot. There's a lot of interviews of people of like glorifying things that they did that wasn't beneficial to our culture. And that's fucked up. So I understand the Korean thing, like, or China, they're pushing the wrong fucking algorithms and we should have our own. But even if we have our own, they're still going to push an algorithm that controls us. And that's fucked up. So what I know is that, when Cam and Mace was beefing, it's good that they're together now. when Mace did a diss record, YouTube.
You caught that? You caught it? You caught it? He don't want to fuck Cam shit up. So he ain't gonna say Leon name.
Pushing the wrong fucking algorithms, and we should have our own. But even if we have our own, they're still gonna push an algorithm that controls us, and that's fucked up. So what I know is that, you know, when Cam and Mace was beefing, it's good that they're together now. When Mace did a diss record, YouTube gave Cam money to respond. Now, what if that turned into somebody getting killed? You know, and they can control algorithms. So there's certain things they won't play, but when it comes to us hurting each other, they will play. And that's fucked up.
So back in the day, when you and Jay-Z first met, how'd you guys actually become friends?
Because he got.
Now, this is the first time, I ain't gonna say the first time, but the first time I can really remember Dame admit to selling drugs with Jay-Z. Like, watch.
You know, he was trying to get, like, he was like hustling and shit. And Clark was like, told me about him, and we met. And, you know, what I was able to do was refine his hustle as well. But, you know.
Now, if you don't know what he meant by that, then I was able to refine his hustle. His hustle was drugs. And pay attention. This is why Dame is so fucking scared of Desiree Perez. This is why Dame is scared of Desiree Perez. Because he know he was selling drugs with this nigga. And he like, yo, you how you over there with her? Like, nigga, I done all the fucking drugs we sold. You with her? Like, the motherfuckers that was hitting us is informants. That's Dame. That's why Dame is spooked about Desiree, because they was getting their work from OG1 and them. And you telling me this motherfucker is a fucking agent? That's why Dame don't like to talk too much about getting money with Jay. Yo, Instagram, this is over. Y'all got to come over to YouTube, all right? Or go to my website, ChokeNoJokeProductions.com. One love, the top box.
When Mace did a diss record, YouTube gave Cam money to respond. Now, what if that turned into somebody getting killed? You know, and they can control algorithms. So there's certain things they won't play, but when it comes to us hurting each other, they will play. And that's fucked up.
So back in the day, when you and Jay-Z first met, how'd you guys actually become friends?
Because he had, you know, he was trying to get, like, he was like hustling and shit. And Clark was like, told me about him, and we met. And, you know, what I was able to do was refine his hustle as well. But, you know, it was like through that, we became friends through the things he was doing off, you know, and then also.
Once again, we became friends from street shit, from hustling together. But Dame he's being smart, like by not trying to say it. You know, he don't want to Keefy D himself.
What I was able to do was refine his hustle as well. But, you know, it was like through that, we became friends through the things he was doing off, you know, and then also because of what we were doing, because I put him on a single with Original Flavor. So we were all touring in a Pathfinder, a 4-door Pathfinder, which was mine. And I got teased for it because I didn't have a ski rack on it. So Jay bought it from me. He didn't care. And and he didn't. He's like, I don't give a fuck. And you know, the rest was history. You know, we just had a lot. through through the touring and doing, because the bottom line is when people aren't fucking with you, like when you can't get a corporate check, you have to only eat off the land,
Right.
which is how I eat now. I don't get corporate checks. That shit's been shut down for me for about 20 years. I have to live off the land. Like I have to make a product and people have to buy it, or I have to be very strategic about it. And then I'm like a serial entrepreneur, so I have 10 verticals that I fund all myself.
Right.
So I'm never ever able to look at money. You know what I mean? But I'm always ahead of industry because I'm looking for freedom. And when you're ahead of industry, then people aren't ready to do certain things. So I've been having streaming services since 2005. I had television networks with Creative Control, Kudi and Shike, with DD172 in 2005.
Wow.
But that was before YouTube was even monetizing YouTube. They weren't even running commercials back then. So I'm always first. Like, I sold vodka first. Like, Puff and I have had conversations like, yo, why do I inspire you so heavy, bro? You know what I'm saying? He's like, I do a good job. I'm like, you do. I just don't raise money. I'm not the corporate guy. I just have to flip. I only depend on my hustling skills. It's not like a big, brilliant thing, but I don't focus on one thing because I'm good at so many things. Like I'm nuts with it. Like I'm insane. You know what I mean? So it's like this week it was putting out a theatrical that I directed, Off School Grounds, and that's curated by Dr. Dennis to feel guilt. So I know at least when I used to hustle, I didn't sell drugs to no pregnant women or no kids or no shit like that. But it did. I had to stop it. It was like this was karmically wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then with music, it was like, yo, I'm watching what my music is doing to my culture because we're talking about things that really aren't so positive, and it's being celebrated. And karmically, that didn't do so well for me. So I'm like, yo, for me, I can only make good money because I'm conscious to these schools. But like I couldn't have tattoos till I got out the game. And all that shit. Like we laugh at cats like that because we know they're scared. The crew. So everybody was like a crew. So I was like, what are we gonna call our blah blah? So it was always very competitive back then, but love in that way. And then it's look who's cooking them. It's a black woman. So it's like restaurants, and Putin gave them a big. People could get paid.
It's like money.
That's why I talk to a therapist. That's why I keep puppies and female energy. I need that kind of aggression next to me when I fight. You start to see like, yeah, that's right. If I'm on the wrong side of that, I don't want.
All right. KRS-One came to speak.
Doing stuff for the art.
Hold on, let me look for this one particular spot that I'm trying to find. Hold on. Okay. So this here is, like I said, I told y'all 20 years ago why they broke up, right? Over Aaliyah. And people, like I said, oh, choke. Now Damon's saying it, right? The only reason he's saying it is because of the interview that undid to let him know that Steve Stout and Jay strategically kicked him out the business and blackballed him. It was all a plan. So now Dame don't care to tell it because now he in his feelings. He's pissed.
But it never worked out for them, and we were both like trying to get at her. I like kind of eased up, but then we ran into each other. It's a long story.
So you and Jay was both getting at Aaliyah. Obviously,
everybody was getting at Aaliyah, bro.
Right.
She was like, she'll go to dinner with a nigga, but she wasn't going to just be smashing. So that was like the big deal, like who could get with Aaliyah. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
But like,
was he bitter?
Obviously. Yeah, he felt the way.
The true reason of Roc-A-Fella's breakup.
But that's everybody knows that shit.
Oh.
Like we were both
I heard it, but I didn't.
Yeah, but they
I
be
didn't
trying to
pay
act
no
like he
mind.
was like really fucking with. Nah, he was sending flowers and doing all the shit that nigga. He was courting her, so we were both going hard, and so we ended up in the same house 4th of July. So we were, for some reason this day.
Wait a minute, you, Jay, and Aaliyah ended up in the same house.
Yeah,
that's funny.
So it was like one day it might lean toward him, and then it would lean toward me. But I was just on fire that week. Like I was just everything I was saying was funny. You know what I'm saying? It was like. And I remember coming downstairs, like, it happened. He was like, so, this is going to be hard for me. Because he was throwing, because his friends were laughing at him and shit. So.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Okay. Shoot, we ended on Aaliyah.
Well, I'm.
But when I said it, it was hate and all kind of other bullshit. And it ain't true. They ain't going. No, it was over, Mr. Now you heard it from Dame mouth. Finally. Finally, you heard it from Dame himself. And I'm not mad at Jay. And one aspect of it, because I seen that's foul. I'm courting this girl. I'm trying to date her, and you trying to date her behind my back, and you trying to hit it too, and I like her. Dame did the same shit with Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? I seen it with my own eyes with Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, bro, stop hitting on that man, girl, bro. That's your man. Why you hitting on his bitch? Pardon my French. But Dane kept doing that. So I'm not mad at Jay in that aspect of it. Even though it's women, I'm not looking at it as just women. Like, like he is, Jay-Z's a tender dick nigga and shit. He just mad because the nigga took his chick. No, it's respect. It's just respect. Like, bro, I'm dating her. Yeah, she may not be my girl yet, but I'm pursuing her. Why are you going behind my back and hitting on her? And then, back then, Aaliyah, I'm going to say allegedly because for legal purposes, Aaliyah was getting high and drunk off of E-pills and all that shit. Man, Dame could have called her on the high night. You know what I'm saying? She could have been ecstasy the fuck out and gave that pussy up. You know what I'm saying? There was a different time back then. They was Molly and Ian and all that shit. So it ain't no telling. So hold on, there's some more to it. Wait, I ain't never seen this.
So you're supposed to think you could beat anybody until you lose.
Where is Bruce Lee right now?
Like
rolling in his grave, my man. Rolling in his fucking grave.
I'd be like, yo, you just got to show me. You know what I'm saying? Maybe when you win, but I got to see it for myself.
In Roc-A-Fella, did you guys ever have to fight? Did you ever have to beat up Jay-Z? Look, oh, here we go. We stepped into it.
No. We never really argued. I would fight. Like there would be times if because he used to come in the gym. If somebody hit him too hard, I'd get in there and punish him. I punish whoever hit him, yeah. But no, I never had a. We never. That's what I'm saying. Him and I never argued.
So it just all of a sudden just fell apart.
Yeah, that's what I was like, what the? I mean, obviously, I guess he held a lot of things that bothered him, but I didn't know. I think he just made a move on me. That's all. It was just he just made a move on me. It was more business than anything. And it was like, when you make a move on your brother, and your brother was not going to hit you, and that's he was the only person that could make a move on me. So when Steve and Leo and all of them were telling them what to do, why would you split it with 3 people when you could do it on your own? But that's fine. It didn't have to be a beef, but they wanted it to be like that because they wanted me out of business completely. So the narrative was that we were fighting, but we were never fighting.
But it seemed like, for me, at least on where I stand, and who knows where that is, but it just seemed like you fought all the corporate battles for Roc-A-Fella.
I know that's
so Jay could still interact with them. You had to be the big guy.
Yeah,
you had to be the bully.
We played good cop, bad cop.
There you go.
And then that's what I'm saying. So that's why I don't respect it, but it is what it is. You see, grew a bunch of horns out of his head. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
He looks like Basquiat now.
No, I don't get into all that, but I'm just saying it's just that wasn't the guy I knew. So the guy, I never thought he could do some shit like that. I really thought our brotherhood was more. I didn't think there was a dollar amount.
Yeah, I've been betrayed like that before.
It's a human thing. I don't even take it personal. It's just, I don't expect anybody to be as thorough as me. I don't expect someone to have. What did I say the other day that I liked? I was like, I don't expect people to reciprocate my thoroughness. I don't think there's people that are cut from the cloth that I'm from. He's from Brooklyn, so in Brooklyn they rob the plug. They don't work with True. It's like crazy. I remember I'd be like, "Why y'all robbing these niggas?" I'd be like, "They don't y'all work with them?" Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
You see how now Dame talk greasy? Because he don't care no more because of what Un said. Now he knows. This is why he talk greasy. He's talking greasy now. And that's why Jay definitely ain't gonna put his picture up in the museum now.
That's how it is. So it is what it is.
A few more questions. Y'all got anything?
So from your time of touring, what was the most fucked up situation that you ever encountered?
Since that is the program here. The most fucked up shit.
Touring or your time, more like when you were doing all your thing with Roc-A-Fellas, traveling,
What's the most fucked up shit you've ever seen? Ever. In the history of your life?
That I've ever seen?
Ever. Experience? Part of?
Just seeing people get killed. Like seeing a bullet go into somebody's head and it swell up with no blood. Or watching life just, leave a man. That shit is fucked up. Or going to a wake. The most fucked up shit was Aaliyah dying. That was the most fucked up shit. The shit I had to deal with that. You'll be surprised how people act when they think you're hurt. That's when they really start trying to make moves on you. But
that's when they try to make moves on you? That's terrible.
You remember that when that time I was beefing in Def Jam and shit? Like when I was they got that tape of me flipping on Kevin Lyles and
right.
The reason why they had tried to
That's saying choke no choke. You know the choke no joke video? I don't want to say that nigga name. You know the video they got of me? Who is they, nigga? Niggas be hating to say my goddamn name, boy. Jesus Christ. The video, the video. They got nigga choke no joke, nigga. Choke no joke, nigga. Choke no joke. It's all love. It's all love. Nigga, I captured the best moment in this nigga life. They asked him the most fucked up shit, and he can't say my name because he in his feelings. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, then it swell up with no blood. Watching life just leave a man. That shit is fucked up. Or going to a wake. The most fucked up shit was Aaliyah dying. That was the most fucked up shit. The shit I had to deal with that. You'd be surprised how people act when they think you're hurt. That's when they really start trying to make moves on you. But
that's when they try to make moves on you. That's terrible.
You remember that when I'm that time I was beefing in Def Jam and shit. Like when I was they got that tape of me flipping on Kevin Lyles and
right.
The reason why they had tried to that meeting that wasn't Aaliyah, but my Big's brother Bobby Burt, Bobby Law had got killed, and we were all at the wake the day before. So that was like one of my first brothers that got. That was one of the first times we ever dealt with no shit like that, and that's when they made that meeting. They said they sent the email knowing we was all at the wake, and they made that meeting to do some shit behind my back. So that's when they go, and business is ruthless like that. Life is ruthless like that. So I don't have no. I'm not like I'm like not butthurt about it. I just be like, all right, now I'm gonna torture you, and that's the reason why they got to click up to get at me.
For the Aaliyah situation, were you supposed to be at the video shoot?
I wasn't. What happened was I was at. We were both. They were doing it in Miami, and I went State Property. The funny thing is, Freeway. She loved Freeway's records the most. Like that was her favorite artist. So I had them out there in the house making album or a record together, and so I flew out there with my kids so that I could bring Aaliyah to make the record. So I was out there, and then she made the record with Hype. I mean, the video with Hype, and I had just made like Big Pimpin' with Hype, so I knew what he was about. And I told her, I went to the video and was like, don't have him tell you that you need to go someplace else to shoot the video, because he just does that so he can skip. He did it with us. And sure enough, Hype wants to go to this place, and I was telling her, I told you he was going to do that. So I told her like I didn't want her to go, and that's kind of fucked up because that was one of the reasons why she was in such a rush to get back. You know what I'm saying? So, and it was crazy because that was like the one time her mother had got like a operation on her eye, so she couldn't fly. Her brother was in Australia for some reason, so it was like one of the rare times she was ever alone or not with her like team like that. And even when she got on the plane, she didn't like the plane. So like one of our last texts before she went there, because she couldn't text from there, and it was the BlackBerry at the time, was I don't like the plane. And I literally was like, don't get on. I literally was like, don't get on it. But it was like we were squad. It's a long story, but yeah.
No worries.
No, just shit. I don't not even that part, but just that's what it was. Like she knew that plane was fucked up, but she got on it. She was always scared of planes.
How'd y'all meet?
How do we meet romantically, or how do we meet like at first?
Either, both.
Well, I first met her like a basketball game, but I wasn't really looking at her like that. She was like, sort of like Nicolette, like a little boy to me. You know what I mean? Because she had the big.
Nicolette, she took offense to that.
No, she didn't. I was trying to get the narrative out for you. Don't you want that narrative? That's what I'm saying. I be wanting to. Like, you're gonna be. Are you a lesbian or you not? Like, what are you doing right now? You know what I'm saying? What are we appealing to? So I didn't look at her like that because she was like a tomboy. She was little to me. But then one time she was I guess we had the same bookkeeper, and I walked past, and the thing about Aaliyah was like every time I saw her, she looked different. So she had different looks every time, and I was like, who the fuck is that? And then I realized it was Aaliyah, and then I just threw my A game. And then, I guess Jay was trying to get at her as well, and I didn't know. And then it got brought up, and I was like, fuck both of y'all. But it never worked out for them, and we were both like trying to get at her. I like kind of eased up, but then we ran into each other. It's a long story.
So you and Jay was both getting at Aaliyah. Obviously,
Everybody was
went
getting
out.
everybody was getting at Aaliyah, bro.
Right.
She was like, you know, she'll go to dinner with a nigga, but she wasn't going to just be smashing. So that was like the big deal, like who could get with Aaliyah. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
We all put like.
Was he bitter?
Obviously. Yeah, he felt the way.
The true reason of Roc-A-Fella's breakup.
But that's everybody knows that shit.
Oh.
Like we were both.
I heard it, but I didn't.
Yeah,
but
what they be trying to act like he was like really fucking with. Nah, he was sending flowers and doing all the shit that nigga. He was courting her, so we were both going hard, and we ended up in the same house 4th of July. So we were, for some reason this day.
Wait a minute, you, Jay, and Aaliyah ended up in the same house.
Yeah,
that's funny.
So it was like one day it might lean toward him, and then it would lean toward me. But I was just on fire that week. Like I was just everything I was saying was funny. You know what I'm saying? It was like. And I remember coming downstairs, like, you know, it happened. He was like, I said, you know, this is going to be hard for me. Because he was like, because he, you know, because like, you know, his friends were laughing at him and shit. So.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Okay. Shoot, we ended on Aaliyah.
Well, I might have a fucked up question since we're talking about Aaliyah, and ignore me if it's too much. But do you have any opinion on the R. Kelly situation? Do you think he got railroaded, or he's there? He's where he belongs.
Yeah, I think he's where he belongs. I mean, I know Aaliyah, so I know what he did.
Oh.
I mean, like, you know, I can't be objective about that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he definitely seemed like he needed some help.
You ever have beef with R. Kelly while you was with Aaliyah? Did you ever hang on to no shit or get weird? Or?
Nah, she had asked me to leave it alone completely. So she never really wanted to tell me. It was like things I'd be like, yo, you know, she just was just leave it alone. She just wanted it left alone. So that's the thing that people would be like when Jay was doing videos with him, I was being the video, but I'd be like, yo, what do you want me to do? And she'd be like, don't start nothing, just don't be in no shots with him. So I would never. You show me a picture of me in a picture with him and shit. Mm-hmm. And then when he did the record with Jay, that's why I was that was almost like one of the things where I was just like, he's out of here, Jake. I just let it go because I couldn't believe he did a project with her, with R. Kelly, knowing that he had raped my girl. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I didn't. If you look at it, like I'm not on there as an executive producer, and like he had done some bullshit before, like he wanted to get out of Roc-A-Fella with us, but we had this OG named Deuce that, you know, he didn't want to, because he didn't want us to work with Biggs no more. He was like, we could cut Biggs, and I was like, I can't cut Biggs. Like we could do something different, but Roc-A-Fella's us three, and or then he wanted me and Biggs to take less money, and I was like, I'm not taking less money. So it was a problem about a year before that, and then our OG Deuce from St. Kix or St. Croix kind of straightened it out, and then he died. And then like a year later, and him and Biggs didn't speak for like a year. Nobody knew. It was really him and Biggs that had the problem. I mean,
Jay and Biggs.
Yeah, and it's so funny because Biggs is up under him now, but it was really Jay and Biggs that had the problem. Like they had the beef. You know what I mean? Like I was always just like, let's just be friends. Like I just want to be brothers. You know, that's all I wanted, was just to be cool. And yeah. So I forgot what I was going. What was I talking about?
I'm willing to bet with my 137 conspiracy, Jay-Z wanting to get rid of Biggs. Biggs was kept selling fucking weed. And that's why Jay wanted to get rid of that nigga. But he probably just couldn't tell Dame straight out. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, fucking Desiree Perez could have got the word from the feds that Biggs was fucking dirty. She probably, because I told you they came in, like John Manelli told us the feds was coming. He told us. So they knew. And Jay, now thinking back in hindsight, Jay probably wanted to get rid of Biggs because the nigga was still fucking hustling.
And yeah. So I forgot what I was going. What was I talking about?
And we was just talking about Jay-Z doing the album with
R. Kelly.
With R. Kelly, even though he knew
I remember
what
that.
happened
I got
to
it.
Aaliyah.
So one of the things that to squash the beef, also I was like, well, and either way, I was like, well, I'm not, just don't put my name on that. I don't want no money from that. If it is, put it to Aaliyah Foundation. So I never, and like they did this shit twice. You know what I'm saying? And then went on the road. It's like,
what's crazy is that
it was just flagrant.
He was right, to be honest, because R. Kelly, once the shit came out on R. Kelly, Jay-Z fled the scene. Well, that whole situation, he just disappeared. At least from where I was.
Yeah, whatever. But the point was, he knew all the time. So,
didn't they say Fiesta was shot on Epstein Island or some shit?
Nah, no, it wasn't.
You know, I just be scrolling Instagram.
Yeah.
Facebook.
That's not on New York Times, but
that's on Facebook.
I saw it on the gram.
It depends how you want to look, how smart you want to look. I would be conscious and cognizant of
where did y'all shoot Fiesta?
Where I get my information. I forgot. It wasn't on no island. It wasn't St. Thomas.
Checking.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Yeah.
Tell
your
your
Facebook
neighbors
groups
Fiesta's
about
safe.
Wow.
I mean, they would say some shit like that, right?
Yeah.
No, I never came across the Epstein dude.
Okay.
Did you come across so you East Coast, all that? You ever around Biggie in the studio?
Of course, he said my name. We were close.
Okay.
Say my name. I make him dash like Dame.
Yeah.
He was cool as fuck. He was supposed to come with us. He was gonna come with us. The commission was supposed to be MJ, and we were gonna figure out which girl it was gonna be. So he was gonna do this double album, then do a triple album, and be out his contract, and then come with us.
Oh,
What could have been?
Yeah, y'all asking some questions. I can't smoke in here.
Yeah.
Gone. We got you.
Yes. Now
Oh,
we
hell
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
It's the herbs.
That's enough of that. But there is the part where he talked about he saw the interview with Un, and it made him, start thinking about in the dark place, this, that, and the third, and that like he's ready to fucking do something to one of these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Without saying it, but that's what he's saying. Nowadays you can't just say shit like that. Motherfuckers get you locked up. Right. So, Jay, I'm a little disappointed in you that mad at Dame, even after all this time, that you wouldn't have his picture in the museum. That shit is crazy, bro. I'm just saying, Jay, come on, bro. Like, I ain't saying you ever got to fuck with Dame again or forgive Dame, but don't make yourself look like a sucker fucking with the history that we know what it is. Because niggas is walking in this museum and they looking and they just looking and it's like, damn, man, ain't no Dame, man. You got, bro, you are Jay-Z. You are attached to Roc-A-Fella. Roc-A-Fella is attached to 3 niggas that started it. You can't go rewrite history even though you do it all the time, bro. Like, and I'm just saying this on some real nigga shit. You looking like a sucker when you deliberately do stuff like that. You probably like, I don't care. I don't want that nigga in my shit. Fuck that nigga. You know what I'm saying? He stole my girl. You know what I'm saying? He was disrespectful. He stole money, this, that, and other. But Jay, the history is the history, Jay. 1 picture, 2 pictures, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? But you can't wipe the nigga out because then you look fake, bro. You look emotional. You look like the sucker. You know what I'm saying? You can't have no Jay-Z art. You can do what you want. But it don't look authentic when you got a Jay-Z art exhibit and the intricate parts of your career aren't there. It's like, come on, bro. You can't have a family reunion by yourself, brother. That's all I got to really say about that, man. Choke no joke, man. Jay, man, it's time for to do the movie. I know y'all talking about y'all want to do no movie or something, but man, I got something written that's so cold. Dame, he too stubborn. I would try to. I rather do business with Jay-Z than to try to do business with Dame, because Dame is way too stubborn to make this thing happen. I think I got a better chance sitting down with Jay-Z and doing a fucking a Roc-A-Fella project and telling the story than Dame, because Dame is going to make it hard. But we need this. We need this. And I don't know. I got to check out the museum, man. I got to check it out. Even though I've seen everything already, you know, it's still part of my legacy. I still got to go and see it. I got to be. It's part of hip hop history. I got to check it out. But now that the whole story seems to be out, even though Jay don't talk about nothing, and Dame is, you know, feel free to tell it, because this was his most telling interview ever. You know, so shout out to them brothers. I don't know y'all. I don't know if y'all in hip hop. It don't seem like it. Y'all didn't even know who the Def Squad was. Four people in the room. And Dame couldn't think of the Def Squad name. He asking all them niggas, yo, what was the EPMD squad name? Was it Bomb Squad? Dame couldn't remember. And you have 4 dudes in the room, and nobody knew Def Squad. I was so disappointed in y'all brothers for that. But y'all might be young, y'all might not be hip hop. Well, there's only one black guy in there, so I can't assume that you know hip hop like that because you're black. That would be ignorant. But a lot of y'all that got these shows, man, y'all got it, man. I don't know, maybe because I've been in it 30 years, man. It ain't too much I don't know when it comes to hip hop. You could do hip hop trivia me all day. I was in this shit before it even started. You know what I mean? But we need this Roc-A-Fella doc series, whatever. I know they saying they ain't. Shaka, I'm calling you, Shaka. And I got some. I'm not gonna say this on camera. But I'm gonna be reaching out to my girl Shaka Pilgrim, because it's time. It's time. It is definitely time. But Jay, man, put some pictures. Come on, bro. Even it out a little bit. You got niggas in there and they mad at you because they feel like you being a sucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got Jay, you gotta have. I don't know the word to use. Jay, you gotta act like you not bothered. Just a little bit. Not having Dame in that museum. You showing, nigga, you and your feelings. And after this interview Dame just did right now, nigga, I know you gonna give him a couple of bars. Dame about to get a couple of bars, boy. Jay definitely gonna give Dame a couple of bars. This is the type of shit that'll make Jay go right in the fucking studio and we'll get something. Watch. You remember Lost Ones and Dig a Hole? Oh, here come another one. Jay about to get this nigga for that Aaliyah shit. Because Dame is talking greasy because it's Un's interview and he know everything was intentional. But if he would have listened to me back then, he would have knew, because Jay been saying it. Should have stayed in food and beverage. Damn, man. Show no joke. Y'all know what it is, man. I'm out.
Yeah. Legal hustle.
Hit that subscribe if you're new here. Please subscribe. Please subscribe.
Mega. You know what it is. It's choke, no joke about Kilman Heat. Left my boo and my dudes when I saw the heat. Was going in 30 seconds, more like 23. Took flight like Mike, number 23. Before the indictment came, I split like Jada, didn't get wet like Kane. Got out the game. I went from the tunnel, now movie making. So it ain't no confusion why you dudes be hating.